Sir, we can start, sir.
Okay, sir. Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome back. Today we will continue the yesterday session. So yesterday we have seen some of the examples in pseudocode, and in today's session I will give you some few more examples on pseudocode. Then we will move on to the next part. So now I will give a sample program on pseudocode. Just take this question. We'll see only little more examples, because if you practice the example questions, it will be more helpful. You can able to understand what type of the question may ask. First thing. Second thing, according to Accenture, there are a lot of possibility that the same kind of question may ask, because it is, since it is an MCQ question, repetition of a question is possible only. So sometimes they may ask you this kind of question with different input and different option. Same kind of question may be asked, because in all the pseudocode programs, what we have seen yesterday class, in all those programs, only in all those programs they initialized the input. If they are changing the input, means obviously the output will change. So in case they may give you the same program with a different input. So that is why we are seeing this kind of problems. So next one problem is, what will be the output of the following pseudocode, following problem? So 99% they are asking you what is the output. Program is hash include studio.h int function int x. So if you see all the program samples, in all those programs they are concentrating on function calling. So function calling is repeatedly used. So try to go through that concept of function calling, function recalling. So how to initialize the function, what is the syntax for function initialization, how to create function, how to call function. So try to learn all this syntax. Then only you can able to go through the program properly, and you can able to understand the program clearly. And you must have the practice to understand this one, because I'll tell you, whenever it comes for programs, so last section is a program section. So whenever you are coming for the last section, in that last section, this one is most important. The function flow you must know, program flow. Okay, now I'm giving the function, initialize the function int x and int y. After that I'm entering into the main function. This is the main function, and here I'm just in giving the function. What is the function? Function work is int x, int y. If x less than or equal to 0, return y. Else return function of x minus 1, y minus 1. So this is the program, and option A is 0, option B is 1, option C is 2, option D is 3. This is the question. Try to guess the answer. I will give you 1 minute time. Just try to guess the answer for this program.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you hold for 3 seconds, sir? I have small error in OBS.
Sure, sir. Okay.
Just a minute, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you can continue, sir.
Okay. So, people, you must have tried this output, this program. So first, try to understand how the program is working. So first here, int function of int x and int y semicolon. What is this? And here inside I gave again int function of int x and x into y equal to. So here the function int of x and int of y is initialized. Here it is, sorry, here it is declared in function. What are the conditions? What is the command need to follow when we call the function of int x and int y? That is given after the program. So after the main program also you can write this code, or else if you want to write this code before the main function, you can write it. That won't make any big difference. It will be, everything will be same only. If you want to initialize the program after that main function, it is not an issue. So after that they are coming into the main function int I and n, they are initializing, declaring I and n. After that they are initializing the value for I and n, I equal to 5 and n equal to 7. These are the values. And then int f. So this int f equal to, the f value is declared and initialized in the same line, function of 5 comma 7. Whenever you are calling this function of any value comma 2 values, it will directly go to that function. So here the function initialization is here. This is what functions initialization. So this is a function declaration. So in this function initialization, in that I gave that if x is less than or equal to 0, return y. So what will happen? Now what is the value of x? X value is 5, y value is 7. So now the value is not lesser than or equal to 0, then else it will go to the else. What is else? Return function of x minus 1, y minus 1. Now value of 5 will become 4, y will become 6. So now this function is called function of x minus 1, function of y minus 1. That means function of 4 comma 6 will be called. If you call function of 4 comma 6, again it will come here. Now x value is 4, 6 value, y value is 6. Now it will enter into the loop. Now if it will not go to the if condition, it will go to the else condition. What will happen in the else condition? Else condition, it will again ask us to reduce value by 1 and 1. So x value now will become 3, y value now will become 5. Y value will become 5 now. Now function of 3 comma 5 will be called. Again it will goes to this function only, 3 comma 5. Try to understand the one thing. This function is again and again calling inside the function only. Inside the function I am calling the function again. Inside the function I am creating a if else condition. So they created a if else condition. Under this else condition they are calling again the function. That means it will be repeated again and again. So up to what it will happen, the x value will become 2, y value will become 4, then x value become 1, y value become 3. After that x value will become 0, y value will become 2. Until this, if whenever you are calling the function of x, the value of x is 0 and the value of y equal to 2, it will enter into this function. Now x value is less than or equal to 0. Yes, x value is 0. Then it will return y. So it will print the value of y. What is the value of y now? Value of y is 2. So output will be 2 printed. So this is the output of this function. Because after in this program, if you call this function again and again, finally y value 2 will be written. This 2 value will be assigned to the value f. So when you print the value of f, 2 only will be printed. I hope you must have understood this. Let's try this program in online compiler and check whether we are getting the output to 2 or not. Orally I explained you what is the process happening here. Let us try it on online compiler. first one, they are declaring the function int function of int x comma int y. So this is declaration. So they are declaring only the function. After that, they are entering into that main function. Under this main function, they are declaring I comma n. Actually, you can declare and initialize in the same line. Some of the people know that. If they are asking you to write the program, means you just declare and initialize in the same line. So now the I value is assigned is 5 and the n value is assigned was 7. So this is the program. After that, they are initializing another f equal to function of 5 comma 7. This is what f value is assigned. As f value is initialized. Next step is printing the value of f here. So percentage d. Need to print the value of f here. F value will be printed. So for this we need to write what is that function. We need to declare. Initialize that function. So declared already, function is declared in the first third line. Now we'll assign that function. So int function of int x. You need to be very careful with the syntax. For example, if I am giving a semicolon over here after this finishing this line, if I giving a semicolon over here, this line will not work, because what is the meaning of semicolon? Semicolon means the line is terminated, but I'm opening the function only, so the line should not be closed. So I'm opening the function. So if I close that, the semicolon means the line will be terminated. So now I want to enter into that function. So I'm opening that function. I'm entering into that function. So in that function, if condition is given. If condition is nothing but x equal to x is less than or equal to 0. If condition, everyone must know the syntax and all. If condition will not have any terminated line. See, for any kind of loops, statements, any kind of these things, whenever you are asking that loop or statement to do something, you should not give the semicolon. What is the meaning of semicolon? Semicolon means the line is closed. That's it. It will not do anything after that. So the line will be closed. If you want to enter into something, then you need to allow that to enter inside that. That means the semicolon should not be given. So here I want the line to enter into if condition. If condition means the semicolon need to be given, should not be given in that if condition. Semicolon should be given in the after the instruction is given. So this is the command we need to follow. Return y. So y will be written here. So that the line is terminated. Next to that, we can give the else condition. So what is the else condition? Return of function, return of function of x minus 1 comma y minus 1. So now this line need to be closed. So this line is terminated. After that, this is the last line. Okay. So now the program is written here. Now look at the program carefully. So first, hash include studio. Int function int x comma int y is declared over there. Then entering into the main function. Fourth line is the main function, and fifth line is I and the n value is declared, and sixth and seventh line I value and n value is initialized. Eighth line int function, f assigned to function, assigned as function. So this value 5 comma 7 print of, we are asking f to print here. So the function is given. Now let us run this. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Just a important call. Okay, now what is the error in this program now? So I can't find what is there in the 21st line. I'll do one thing. 20th line will copy it. Okay. Now, there was some mistake in that. Okay, now it's fine. Now let us run this, and you can able to see that output is 2. So for the first program, the output is 2. So in the previous panel, something was there in the below line. So I can't able to erase it. So that's what it shows some error. But now it is clear. The output is 2 only for this program. I hope you must have understood this. So for this question, the answer is 2. And guys, try to understand one thing. See, you need to understand one thing. The entire program, they are giving only 1 minute to solve. We need to solve it in 1 minute. That means if they are giving you 18 questions, means don't try to solve all the 18 questions. First, try to choose the easiest question. Sometimes you may be having a very, very smaller question also. So that can be solved in 1 minute. You need to choose those questions. So try to understand that and do accordingly. Then only you can able to clear that exam. Or else you can't able to attend the maximum number of questions. So do this. So keep this thing in your mind. and act like that. Okay, next one. Maybe next one. What will be the output for the following program? Hash include studio dot h void main open int I equal to 0 while plus I minus not equal to 0, I equal to I plus 5, printf percentage d I, print the value of I. So what can be the output? A 5, B 4, C -1, D -2. What can be the output for this? I'll give you 1 minute time. Just try to predict the answer for this. I think this program is very easy only. What can be the output for this program? So what will happen? So the I value is initialized as 0. After that it is entering into while loop. In a while loop they are giving plus of plus I minus. So the plus is a dummy operator in C language. It will not cause any effect on this one. Hence the plus will not react. Here also the plus will not react. So I minus means I minus I value is 0 now. 0 minus is -1. So not equal to 0. So here I value equal to 0. Then the loop will be break. Okay. So what will happen now? I -1 will be printed. I value is 0, 0 minus 1. So 0 minus 1, the answer is -1. I value will be -1 will be printed because it will not enter into the loop. Let's check into that online compiler. Type this program and we'll check it. What is the output for this one? So here int main, we are initializing I equal to 0. I value should be 0. So next line, we are opening the while loop. So while loop is plus of plus I minus minus, the loop is closed, not equal to 0. So that's why you must learn all the operators. Operators are most important part to clear the pseudocode. So try to learn the operators in C and C++ languages. What are the rules for all the operators? How you can use the operators, and what will happen if you give like that, and you need to study everything. So in next line, so they are printing the printf %d I value need to be printed. So semicolon, the main function is closed. So now look at this one. Int main function I value is a 0, while plus plus I minus minus not equal to 0. So now what is happening? Let's check in the output. So in the output screen you can able to see -1. Why it is -1 means I minus minus is -1. So I value will become -1. So -1 will be printed here. So the answer is -1 for this question. Option C is the answer. -1. So and the very smallest program next one. In a single line you can able to tell the answer. Already I gave you some examples also based on this. So that's what I'm telling you. If you read the previous year question papers, if you solve this kind of questions, it will be very, very helpful to clear this year exam, because questions will be very, very similar only. So you can predict the output. So char C equal to Z printf %p C. So what can be the output? So what can be the output? Option A, set. Option B, Z along with the symbol. Option C, 90. Option D, 122. What will be printed in the output screen? What will happen in this program? Very, very simple program only. We are initializing C as a capital Z. So we are asking C to print. So what will happen? So most of the people will think Z will be printed. If you want to print along with the apostrophe, it is possible, but for that we need to add something in front of bracket. But here it will not be comes along with the apostrophe. So option B is the wrong one. And yesterday I told you ASCII code of the letters alphabets. This is the capital letter ASCII code, and this is a small Z ASCII code. And capital Z is 90, small z is 122. So now the question is whether it will print Z or else the ASCII value of Z. Definitely small z will not be there. So either the answer should be A or else C. So when I give the specifier %d, it will print the integer value. So integer value of C is nothing but 90. So it will print 90 only. A will not be printed. So 90 is the ASCII value of Z. That will be printed because the specifier is %d. It will print the integer value. %d is the specifier of the integer value. So the value will be printed as 90. We'll check this in our online compiler. Very easy program only. So let us change this. See, Here it is char c equal to so now set is declared. So this is what the program I gave. Char c is initialized as bigger result or capital result, and printf we are asking that to print the value of c. Let's run this and you can see the output is 90. Only 90 will be printed because we have given percentage d. Okay, so c value will be taken as the integer value, so integer value will be printed, that is 90. This is for the answer of this question, option C, 90. Make a note of that and also try to understand that. Okay. So next program, hash include studio.h int function of int of n int I equal to 0 y n modulus 10 not equal to 0 open n equal to n plus 3 I plus plus closed n equal to n minus I. Return n, this is closed, and the continuous line is void main printf percentage d function of 35 is given here and it is closed. So what can be the output? Option A 50, option B 55, option C 53, option D 45. Try to guess the answer for this. Take a 1 minute of time and try to guess the answer. So just think what will happen inside the function. So we are just printing the function of 35 only. So function of 35 means n value will become 35. It will enter into this loop. So now after getting enter into the function, I value is initialized as 0 and entering into the while. Now 35 modulus 10. 35 divided by 10 it is not equal to 0. So it will enter into the while loop. So if in enter into the while loop means n equal to n plus 3. So 35 will become 38. I plus plus. Now I will become 1. Again this loop will be continued. 38 by 10. By not equal to 0 only. So hence it will be again entering. Now 38 will become 41. I value will become 2. Again it will continue into the loop. When it enter into the loop, again not equal to 0. The n value is not divisible by 10. Until that it will continue the process. So now n value become 44, I value will become 3. Again next step, it will become 47, I value equal to 4. In next step, it will become 50, I value equal to 5. When it becomes 50, 50 modulus 10 is divisible by 0, hence it will not enter into that while loop. So what will happen? It will come to the next line of the while loop. What is the next line of the while loop? N equal to n minus I. Now n value is 50, I value is 5. So 50 minus 5 is 45. N value will become 45, return 45. So it will print 45 in the output. So option D is the answer. Not option A, not option B, not option C. Option D is the answer. Let us check whether we are getting the same output in the real time or not. Let's type this program in an online compiler and we'll check it whether we are getting the same answer or not. The first one, dash include studio.h. Next line is int function of int of n int I equal to 0. While loop is opening now and condition of while loop is n modulus 10 not equal to 0. Then only it will enter into the loop. So now loop is opening. In a previous program, we have not opened the while loop. The reason is if it is a single line command, we don't want to open the loop. If you are not opening the loop means using the open braces, it will only execute the one line. The second line will be out of the loop. So if you open the braces, it will take all the instruction which is inside the open braces and close braces. So here open this bracket and n equal to n plus 3. So it will increase the value of 3 n by 3 value. And next line is I equal I plus plus. So terminate this line. And after this, come out from the while loop. And if it's not, n value should be n minus I. N minus I. And now return n. N value need to be returned. Okay, so this is what inside the function. After this, if you look at this, the function is very bigger, but the main function is very, very smaller one. If you check this one, you can come to understand one thing. Instead of creating everything, people may write everything inside the function. Then what is the purpose of function? Why they need to create a function? Instead of typing all those things separately, they would have typed it in a main function only, right? Why they are typing it somewhere else? The reason for function calling and function creation is, if you are using anything for a multiple times, more than one times means you can able to create the, you can create the function. So the basic purpose is if you are repeatedly going to use the same line for multiple times means, instead of typing it everywhere, we can create a function outside the main function. So that is the main concepts. Just go through all the concepts on functions and function calling and everything. Friend function. All these things are very, very important in C. Let's check what is the output will be there or will be getting for this. So okay, the output is 45. If you check the output, you can able to understand the output is 45. So this is what we get the answer for this question. The answer is 45 for this given question. So I hope you people must have got the concepts. So this is how they will ask you the questions. Okay, so you need to understand. So most of the question I have seen, if 70 to 80% of the questions are comes with the function calling, function creation, like that only. So try to understand that concept and try to um, do some practice on functions. It will help you to find out the output easily. And let's discuss the last one. And what is the output for this one? Hash include stdio dot h int function of int no static int count equal to 0, count equal to count plus no, and return count. Then close this function and void minus int I comma j for opening the for loop. In many places we have seen for loop also. So go through the basic concepts. For loop, while loop, all the loops and all the statements and everything. So next statement is j equal to function of I and printf percentage d j value is need to be printed. This is for the program. So here they assigned a function for j. So go through what is happening inside the function. They are just printing the j. They are giving the loop value from I. So every time will be printed. So it will be like I0 to I4. It will be printed whenever I value is 0, function of 0. So it will go to function of 0. That time the j value will be printed. Then function of 1. But that time j will be printed. So you need to check what will happen in the output. Let's check what will happen in the output. So the question is, so options are, so this is what the program, the options are 18, 15, 20, 25. This is the options. So just try to guess the output. Try to take a time and try to finish it. And try to understand one thing, whenever any loops are opened, if the loop is not opened means only single line will be taken as a command. So here for the for loop is not opened. That means j equal to function of I only will be executed under that for loop. If for loop will closed means after that only it will come to the printf line. So only one value will be printed for j, final value. After the loop value is closed, after the loop process is closed, whatever the value is stored at j, that value will be printed. So just try to get the answer logic for this. must have judged the answer. So let's process this one. First one, when the void main is open, so initially whenever you run this program, it will come to this line only. It will not run these things. So whenever you are calling that function, that time only it will read the function. So now come to this void main. So in this void main, int I comma j, the value of I and j is declared here. For I equal to 0, I greater than or equal less than or equal to 5 I plus plus. So first I value is 0, it will come to here, j of function of 0. So then it will go here. Now, no, no is on, it's in a variable only. For this variable, 0 is assigned. Static int count. Count is 0. Now it is, the data type is integer and it is a static data type. Static means it can be used in many places. That is the meaning of the word static. If you remove the static also, the function will be working. It is not an issue. So now count is 0. So now count equal to count plus 2. So now what will happen? 0 plus 0. So because I value is 0 now. So here this value is also 0. First I value is 0. So j value should be 0. When I value is 0, j value should be 0. Now next step, the I will be increment by 1. It will go again. Again it will come here. Function of 1. So now I value equal to 1. It again come back to this line. I equal to 1 means no equal to 1. So count is 0 again. So now what will happen? Count equal to 0 plus 1. So 0 plus 1, count is also become 1. So return count. So the value of count is 1 now. So when I value equal to 2, already count value is 1 now. I value equal to 2 means no value is 2 now. So 2 plus 1, the count value equal to 3. I value equal to 0 means count equal to 0. I value equal to 1 means count value equal to 1. I value equal to 2 means count value equal to 3. The value will be added. I value equal to 3 means count value equal to 3 plus 3, 6. I value equal to 4 means count value equal to 10. I equal to 5 means greater than or equal to they give. So till 5 it will goes. Count value equal to 15. So return 15 means the 15 will be stored in j value. We are asking to print the value of j. So now what is the value of count? 15. 15 will be stored in j value. So j 15 will be printed. So output will be nothing but 15. This is how this function is, this program is running. So just go through this step by step. Let's, if you want note down, not an issue, let's type this program in a online compiler and we'll check whether we are getting the same output or not. So everyone, while I'm typing in the online compiler, just go through line by line. So first one is int function of no. No is a variable only. You can able to create any name. That is not an issue because variable can be anything. So static when I give static, it become a blue color. It means it's a keyword. Static int count. Count is also a variable. Usually in common programs they use this kind of names. But we people, when you want to write a program, you can create any names A, B, C like that. So next line count equal to count plus no. So After that, next line is return count. To return this count value. So this is need to be given inside the function. Next, let's open the main function. Void main. When void main is open, should not give the semicolon. You should not eliminate any functions or any programs or any loops or any statements while you are opening it. Integer I, j. Now, for loop I equal to 0 is initialized. I less than or equal to 5 semicolon. People need to be careful with this syntax also. Okay, next to the for loop. Under this for loop, j equal to function of I is given. So when I am not opening the for loop, only it will exit the one line when you enter into the loop. If the opening braces and close braces is not given means, the printf will be executed after the loop closed. So until that, the printf will not be run. So that's why we are getting only one line in the output. So for example, I will show you the difference. What will happen? Here, if you type this program, so we already discussed what should be the output. Here, I value should be, j value should be 15 need to be printed. 15 need to be printed here. Let's check whether we are getting 15 or not. Now in the output we are getting 15. So what happens if I open this loop and close the loop after this? What will happen? So if I open like that, each time the j value will be printed. So let's check. J value will be, so I told you what will be the count value in each step. 0, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. So you must have get all these values in the output screen. So you can see that if you want to get the output in the next line, what we can give? Percentage n forward slash n. So you can able to understand in each step the value of j is 0, 1, 3, 6, 10 and 15. So this is the output. So you can check the output in next one. 0, 1, 3, 6, 10 and 15. This is the output. If I'm closing this, if I'm removing this, what will happen? Only for loop will be considered the first line. The second line will be executed after the for loop is closed. So that means at last only it will be printed. At last the count value is 15. Only 15 is printed. I hope you must have understand what is the purpose of this open bracket and close bracket and all. Clear? Okay. So far we have seen many examples under this pseudocode. Now I'll tell you the next part. Actually, the pseudocode and fundamentals of MS Office, MS Office package, entire package. And next section is networking and security. I'll tell you some sample questions on this area also, and how do you attend this. Then I will give you some sample real programs. What are the programs was asked in Accenture? I will give you that list of the programs itself. And first we'll check this one. Okay. Last year, they asked under this one, fundamentals of MS Office and MS Excel. They asked that is Microsoft Works included in MS Office package? The question is option A, yes, option B, no. Only you are supposed to tell yes or no. What can be the answer for this? Microsoft Works is included in MS Office package or not? Answer is no. Microsoft Works, it's a different tool, but it is not included in MS Office. So this is one of the questions they asked in MS Office. So there are plenty of questions they have asked in last year and before that year also. So here in this area, you'll be having 12 questions. Pseudocode, you'll be having 18 questions. MS Office, you'll be having 12 questions. And fundamentals of networking, you'll be having 10 questions. Altogether, 40 questions, 40 minutes time. This is the pattern of second section. So we have seen the pseudocode some examples, and let us finish these two things. I'll give you some sample examples and what are the things you need to cover, what are the topics you need to cover. I just gave the sample question only. So now I will tell you the area. What are the areas you need to study for this network and security? Many people do not know what are the things we need to study for this networking and security. So first one is share resources in client server network. So between a client and server network, how the resources are shared, you need to know everything. So you must know what is meant by LAN, WAN, and everything. So try to learn all these things. And P2P, you should have some basic knowledge about these things. And what is meant by mapping, compatibility, and these things. And second one is authentication. So authentication is one of the main important concepts in a server part. So next one is authorization. And final and very important one is firewall. try to learn all the types of firewalls. What are the types of firewalls? And filtering. You just Google out all this information you'll be getting in networking. Filtering, packet filtering, what is meant by packet filtering, and proxy service, stateful inspection, and NGFW. It means next generation firewall. So these are the paths you need to study well. Okay, so in networking area, just go through all these things. Anyway, they are going to ask you only 10 questions only on this part. Okay, I will give you some sample question on this, which was asked in last year Accenture. Okay, first question, which is not an objective of, everyone must know answer for this. This is what the standard of question. Okay, so don't think they will ask you very difficult question or not. Really basic question. Option A, identification. Second one, authentication. Third one, lock. Fourth one, access control. Which one of the option is not the objective of? Which one is not an objective of a network security? In a networking security, identification is important, authentication is also important, and access control is also important. Only the locking system is not an important. So, lock is not an objective of a networking security. We are not creating a networking security to lock anything. Okay, so this thing is answer. Option C is the answer, lock. Actually, by looking at the answer, easily you can able to eliminate it. Okay, next one. An algorithm in encryption is called. First option, algorithm. Second option, procedure. Third one, cipher. Fourth one, module. So the thing is, for example, in C language and C++, we used to call that function calling and function and all. But we are doing the same thing in Java, but we don't use the word function. In Java, we won't tell that thing as a function and function calling. We used to say that method and method calling. Like that, they are asking, an algorithm in encryption is called. In encryption part, algorithm is called as what? So in encryption, the answer is cipher. Cipher is called as an algorithm is called as a cipher. We must know this thing. See, the difference between aptitude subject and this part is fundamentals of networking or else this MS Office. The main difference is, except this pseudocode, only this two part is 100% knowledge based. So if you know the answer, you can able to approach it. If you do not know the answer, you can't do anything. So you must know the things. So study the subject carefully. Then only you can able to approach it, or else it is not possible. So these are the examples. Okay, I will give you one more example on this. On networking, we just go through it. If you Google it, you'll be getting the questions. Which of the following as which of the following has network reliability issues? Option A, frequency of failures. Option B, recovery time after failure. Option C, catastrophe. Option D, all of the above. Guess the answer. So what can be the answer for this? Which of the following as network reliability issue? Network reliability issues means so recovery time after failure, catastrophe, frequency of failures. So in all this issue, you will be having a network reliability issues. So the answer is all of the above. So you people just go through it, and I will show you some of the questions on this one. MS Office and MS Word and MS Excel. I'll tell you some of the questions on this part. And here you people know that. So MS package, first try to understand what are the packages in that MS package, MS Office package. What are the things are used? So now they have updated their packages and everything. Nowadays, you people can't able to download MS Office software because they are updated. The updated packages Office 360. So in Office 360, you'll be getting everything. So in this MS Office package, what are the softwares which will be available? MS Word, MS Excel, MS Excel, MS Access, MS PowerPoint, MS Outlook, MS Publisher, and plus more. So most of us have the experience with MS Word, MS Excel, and MS PowerPoint. We people do not know anything other than this. But don't think that only they will ask you the questions on this. For example, they asked one of the question. I will give you one of the question. So they specified the year and asked this question. What was photo editor renamed to while using Microsoft Office 2000 So Microsoft 2003, what was the photo editor renamed? So the photo editor was renamed in Microsoft Office 2003 package. So frankly telling, no one knows this. People won't notice all these things and we do not have any kind of experience. So now most of the people do not know whether the photo editor is available in MS Office package or not. And first, option A, photo manager. Second one is picture manager. Third one is photo editor. Fourth one is paint editor. So we need to guess the answer. If you do not know the answer means, try to eliminate the wrong options. For example, here is a photo editor. It is renamed means again you won't be having the same name, right? So the photo editor you won't be getting again. Renamed, no, so the name will be again changed. Here it is a paint editor. What is the relationship between paint and photo? This is also wrong answer. So either you should have the answer called photo manager or picture manager. So the picture manager we have seen. So this is the answer. Picture manager. The photo manager is a wrong one. I hope you must have understood. So the answer is picture manager, not a photo manager. Clear? Like that you can eliminate. Whether you know the answer or not, try to eliminate the wrong option. This is one of the question. And second question, see, people try to take down these questions because this is how they will ask you the questions. Try to understand the level of the question. Which of the following was the HTML editor associated with Microsoft Office until 2003. So this is the second question they are asking about 2003. That means they have changed a lot of things in 2003. So option A, front page. So try to go through what are the recent changes they made in Photo MS Office, and in YouTube you can able to get the history of MS Office. So just go through it. In what year, what are the updates have been updated. So you can able to go through in a single video. YouTube, if you search it, you will be getting a single video. So you can able to learn all the history of this MS Office. And this one, which of the following was the HTML editor associated with Microsoft Office until 2003? So until 2003, which is the HTML editor. So we must know the answer for this. Dreamweaver, we never heard about this name. So the web page, actually HTML editor is used to design a web page. So it is not possible to have the name web page. Explorer, we people know that it is an Internet Explorer. So the answer is front page. Correct answer is a front page. We people need to study many things on this MS Office and MS Excel. Sorry, entire MS Office. I will tell you what are the things are needed. So one by one, I will tell you. Sometimes they may ask you very deep question also, shortcut keys, special keys, and everything may ask. They may ask. So here I'm going to tell you like syllabus. Okay. Just go through this. I'll tell you one by one. First, if you take MS Word. If you take MS Word, first learn how to start a document. Starting a document. They may ask you in what bar you'll be getting the starting a document. What are the types of starting documents, and While you're starting a document, you will be getting many templates. Regarding that, they may ask you questions. Second one is opening a document. Third one is saving a file, saving a document. So what are the formats are presently we are having to save a document? In what format you can able to save? So you need to read, you need to learn everything. So if you are having a laptop, you can check it immediately. How many options are to save a document? So read a document. What is called read mode and everything. And track changes. What is mean by track changes? And printing the document. What are the things are available in printing the document? So just go through these things in MS Word. In MS Excel, just note down this. Oh, very simple basic things only. In MS Excel. So first in MS Excel is the very biggest area. You have to learn many things in Excel. Because in Excel area, they may ask you what is meant by cell first. Worksheet. What's called worksheet? What is the size of the worksheet? Learn the size of the worksheet. Try to get the data from the internet. So there is some size of the worksheet. You can able to create that much worksheets. And what is the workbook? And what is meant by active cell? What is meant by column? What is meant by rows? What is meant by fill hands? Go through all these things. Address bar, title bar, file menu. Go through entire file menu of the Excel. Quick access toolbar. Then ribbon tab. Then worksheet tab. Then status bar. So go through all these things and try to learn some important formulas and important operations. And in Excel, you can able to use if else conditions, for loop. You can use a switch case, and you can able to do many things in Excel. Go through all those that. Okay. And next one is MS PowerPoint. So PowerPoint, very basic things only. How to add a slide and save your presentation, add text, format of the text, add picture, how to add a shape, how to add the speaker notes, how to give the presentation. These things on MS PowerPoint. And Outlook, the topics are on Outlook is quick access bar. What is meant by quick access bar? Under this Outlook, quick access bar. How to create a new email. Create calendar appointment. Schedule meeting. How to do all these things. You need to know the basics. Okay. Then create a task. Just go through these things because you people do not have more time. I hope only 1 or 2 days are there. I think tomorrow is your drive in Accenture. So you do not have much time. Just go through all these things. So I hope these things are sufficient to answer it. So if the 12 questions are asked in this area means, I told you how many questions are asked in each section. In MS Office, 12 questions means try to attend 6 questions. Networking, try to attend 5 questions. In the pseudocode, try to attend 10 questions. This is sufficient. 16, 21 questions. Out of 40, if you are attending 50 questions, that is sufficient to clear this round. So these things are enough. You just go through it again. These are the most important part. Let's move to the programming part. Okay, let us go to the final bigger program. So what is the last round? The last round is programming part. Two programs will be given and 45 minutes will be allocated. Very less time only. But don't worry, in Accenture, the level of the program will be very, very easy. So here, the language, what are the language you can choose? C, C++, Java, Python, .NET. You can choose the language by your wish. And you need to choose according to the program level. If the programs are very basic, means you need to choose the C language or C++. So after choosing the program also, if you clear that interview in the next round, definitely you will be having the question on this part. Why did you choose C language? Why did you choose Java language? Because in your resume, you must have mentioned all the languages. C, C++, Java, Python, everything. So if you mentioned all the languages, if you're choosing a C language, they will ask you, why did you choose C language? So according to the program level, choose the language. Don't choose the language for your comfortable. Okay, so try to understand that. Okay, now out of this two program, at least try to give the complete output for one program. Other program, just a try. Just give a try for another program. Okay, I will give you one question now. So this was asked in the last year. For example, difference of sum of n comma n, the function accepts two integers n, m as arguments find the sum of all the numbers in range from 1 to m, both inclusive. That are not divisible by n. Return difference between sum of integers not divisible by n with sum of integer divisible by n. So this is the question asked. So now I will give the example input and output on that. Assumption. So just make a note of this. Assumption. Parallelly try to write your program also. N is greater than 0 and m is greater than 0. Sum lies between integral range. So this is assumption. Okay. And try to understand the part. The function accepts two integers n and m. Whenever you are assigned some value for n and m, it need to sum all the numbers range from 1 to m. Whatever the value you are given m, for example, m is 10. 1 to 10 you need to add. But the condition is that are not divisible by n. So if I am giving n equal to 5, I should add the numbers from 1 to 10, but the multiple of 5 should not be there. That means 5 and 10 should not be there. So what is the sum of number 1 to 10? 1 to 10 is sum is 55. So in this 55, if I'm excluding 10 and 5, the answer is 40. So the answer is 40 for sum. Sum of the number which is not divisible is 40. Sum of the number which is divisible is 15. So 40 and 15, what is the difference? 40 and 15, the difference is 25. So the 25 need to be printed. So here they are giving example, they are giving input n is equal to 4, m is equal to 20. Output is 90. So what is that explanation? So m value we need to add it from 1 to 20. So you can take 1, 2, 3. At the same time, the number should not be divisible by 4. So leave the 4. Write the 4 in the next category, divisible category. This is not divisible. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. We just write down the numbers which are divisible. The remaining numbers are here. 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19. You need to add all this value. And here you need to add all this value. So what is the sum of this one? 36, 48, 56, 60. Here the answer is 60. In above sum, 1 plus 2 plus 3, 6, 12, 17, 17 plus 7, 24, 33, 43, 44, 54, 64, 67, 77, 77, 81, 86, 96, 106, 106, another 7, 114, 114, 114 plus 8, 122, 132, we must have that to 150. So here if you sum all the value, the answer is 150. Here the 60. The difference between 150 and 60 is equal to 90 is the answer. So 90 is the output. So for this, we need to type the program. We need to write a program for this. So just think of it and try to do it by yourself, because that thing is most important part. You should know how to write a program. Very simple only. You can easily write down this program. In any of the language you can go and you can write it. So what we can do now, we need to add the value from 1 to 19. Meanwhile, the number which is divisible by n should not be inside that program. So how to write the program for this? So very simple. We'll write a program. Later we'll check it. Okay, so they are asking us to create a function, def difference of sum. So we need to create in the same name only, then only the test case will be passed. Otherwise the test case will be failed. So create it with the same name. Def will write the program in a C language. Other people try it in your comfortable language and check whether you are getting the output or not. Hash include std.h, close it, and int. Now we need to create that function difference of sum int of n and two value int of m. Two values is open. Now we can open the loop. So we all know the process, what are the things need to be happen. So we need a variable, many variables. We have to sum two data. One is divisible value, another one is not divisible value. We need to store it in two sum. Finally, we need to take the difference between those sum. So we'll let initialize I, since we need to repeat the process till m. So we need I and sum1. Initially sum1 is 0. Later we can store all the value in the same sum. Another sum is sum2. That is also equal to 0. Now we'll enter into the for loop, but simple for loop is sufficient. We enter into the for loop. So for loop we need to do the process. Why we are creating a for loop? That is the first question. Why we need a loop? We need to add a value from 1 to m value. We need to do the repeated process. That means we need a loop condition. So we are going with for loop. So I value equal to 1. Why I am giving 1? So many of the cases we used to give 0. Here why we need to give 1? Because they said the number is needed to add the value from 1 to m. So up to m I want to add. So up to m means the I equal to 0. I is greater than or equal to m, I need to continue this process, and I plus plus. Till that the process will be continued. Okay, what is the loop will do? After entering into the loop need to check first value is divisible by n, remainder is 0 or not, equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, what will happen? Equal to 0 means it will only store the divisible values. So I need to store the divisible value equal to into sum1 equal to sum1 plus I value. That I value need to be stored. For example, I equal to 1 is divisible by n means that value need to be stored in this sum. Close this one. Go to else condition. If it is not divisible means that need to be stored in sum2. So sum2 will have all the values which are not divisible. Sum2 plus now I value will be stored in sum2. Then this else condition is closed. So if and else. So this is the for loop work. entire for loop is closed. Now we need to be very careful. We do not know whether which value is bigger, whether sum 1 is bigger or sum 2 is bigger. We need to take the difference between sum 1 and sum 2. So what we can do, we'll check which one is greater or which one is smaller, because we should not get the answer in a negative. For example, in a previous example, according to this one, this is stored in sum 1. These values are stored in sum 2. If you are giving sum 1 minus sum 2, what will happen? Sum 1 is 60 minus 150. The answer will be minus 90 will be printed, then test case will be failed. So I need to check that. For that, I am again opening another if else condition. If sum 2 is greater than sum 1, return sum 2 minus sum 1. Else, what we can do? Return sum 1 minus sum 2. Whatever is greater, it will do accordingly. So now close this entire function. This is what the function. I hope you people can able to understand. This is the function. Function created by using the simple if else condition for loop. I write it down. Next, I am opening the main function. Int main. Open and close it. Just open the main function. Integer n and m is declared. Int. So I want that value need to be printed in some value c. So we'll print that c. C is the difference. Okay. So next one, we need to get the input from the user n and m. So we'll ask the user to print the value. Scan of %d and yeah, n value will be scanned. Second one, scan of %d, m value will be scanned here. So next line, c equal to, now we can call that function difference of sum of n comma m. So what will happen? Whatever the value are given for n and m, the entire function will be running. Finally, it will print either sum 2 minus sum 1 or else it will print sum 1 minus sum 2. So here now we need to print this value. Print f %d and the c value will be printed. Last finally will give return 0. So now close this line. So just go through the program step by step and you must understand what will happen. So initially I am initializing. I need two temporary variables. You can have your own names. Here I gave sum 1 and sum 2. You can have A and B. So in A you can store all the divisible value and B you can store all the non-divisible values. So non-divisible by n. So this is the program. So here you must now get the output as I said. The difference should be the output. Okay, let us try in the online compiler. This program will check it in online compiler. First, int difference of some function is open, int of n, comma, int of, yeah. So here itself we are going to initialize the function. So let us do that. Function is opened, so integer is initialized, declared, and sum1 equal to 0 is initialized, sum2 equal to 0 is initialized. So this is what we initialize in the first. Then immediately we are entering into the for loop. So for loop is I equal to 1 we are given, y1 is given. You must have understood that from 1 we need to check for all the cases till I is greater than or equal to the m value. We need to check it. Then I plus this I will be increment, do the post increment till it will greater than or equal to m value. So we need to do that process till that. So what is that loop need to do? The for loop need to do one thing. What is that? It need to check if the I modulus n equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, means it is a divisible value. So we need to store the divisible value into some temporary storage. So what we can do? We can store the temporary storage in sum1. So sum1 equal to sum1 plus this I need to be stored in it. So if it is divisible, that I value will be stored with some value. Keep on it will be added. Some value will be keep on updated. Else condition sum2 equal to sum2 plus I. So here both sum1 or sum2 value will be stored. Either it will go to if condition or else condition. It will do the process until the I value become m value. After that loop will be exited. The loop will be closed. After getting out from the for loop, we need to again check whether this if sum2 is greater than sum1. If it is greater, we need to return sum2 minus sum1. Sum2 minus sum1. Or else we need to return sum1 minus sum2. So by this the entire function is closed. So we'll close this function. Then by this the function should be closed. So after that you can go to the main function. So int main. Now only entering into the main function. The main function is opened. Now open the main function. And here n and m need to be declared. N comma n is declared now. And another variable we want, we can declare that as a c, or else you can declare as it is as you want. So then get the input from the user. So scanf %e and n. What are the values getting for scanf? That will be stored in n value now. Next one is scanf %d and n. So the two values have been scanned here. So next line we need to assign the value for C. So we can assign that function into value C, variable C, difference of. So the function name can be anything. You must know the basics. Function name can be created by anything. So now the C value is assigned. Then we'll print the C, printf percentage D, value of C need to be printed here. So in the next line, return 0. And you people need to be very careful after typing the program. Immediately don't run it. Just check is there any error or not in your program. So always first just try to check what is the error you are having. So here if you see this bracket is extra because this is main function. This one is for that function. So you need to check the errors. Don't run it unless you know the error. Since it is online compiler, I can do. But during your examination, don't do that because each of the error will be monitored. So now it's run. Asking for n value. So I gave you the sample input and sample output. Sample input I gave was n value is 4 and m value is 20. We know that output is 90. So here the output is 90. The same way you need to print out. Then only the test case will be faster. So how they are giving the example input and how they are giving the example output. For example, if you enter the value of n, enter the value of m, then it will not match with their expected output or expected input. So over there the test case will be failed. The test case need to be same as the expected input and expected output. You can give your own input and own output. That is not an issue. That won't become any problem. But you must know how the program is working. So if they are assigning, they are not asking us to assign any value means any extra sentence means don't do that one thing. Even the lines are important. For example, if they are printing the output in 3 lines means we also need to print it in 3 lines. If you are printing all the output in the same line means output matching, you won't be getting a mark for output matching. And test case will not be cleared. So try to understand that. So everything is important. Okay, now it is running. I'm giving for n equal to 3 and m equal to 10. So the difference between m and 10 is 3 and n value 3 means you need to check all the 3 factors. 3 multiples, we need to take it. 3, 6, 9. Only these are the 3 multiples. 3, 6, 9. So 18. 18 is the one of the answer. The other answers are 1 to 10. Remove 18. 1 to 10, the answer is entire answer is 55. In this 55, if you remove 18, what will happen? 37. So 37 and 18, the answer is, difference is 19. This is one of the sample program they have asked. And in many cases, they are asking see, the difference between all other companies and Accenture, what I have noticed is, they are not asking you any kind of real practical questions. All the questions are dealt with numbers, odd numbers, even numbers. So you have seen many programs during your earlier stages. Whenever you start learning the programs, you have seen many programs. So they asked one of the program if some elements or array elements are given, we need to print only the sum of odd numbers in that particular array. Sum of odd numbers in that particular array. That kind of question was asked. So size of the array, displaying that array value, finding out the numbers, divisors, quotients, reminders, so prime numbers, Fibonacci numbers. Like that only they are asking the questions. So go through all the basic concepts. You should try to learn the concepts, basic concepts, and people must know how to write a program in a basic level. So these are the things. Okay. So now we'll write a program for this one. Directly we'll write it in an online compiler. We'll execute and check whether we are getting that output or not. The question, I will tell you the question. What is the question was asked? Okay, the question is sum of odd integers in array. That is the question only. That is the question. And you people must know the concept behind that. Okay, and they are giving some sample input and sample output. For example, sample input is sum of the odd numbers in the array. Sample input is if array value is 2, 4, 9, 7, 11, 13, 25, 31, 6, 8, 10, 24. And for this they are giving n value equal to 12. That means size of the array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, the size of the array they are getting from the user only. And sample output is 96, need to be printed. That means sum of 7, 9, 7, 11, 13, 25, 31, all these values. Because these are the odd numbers. Only odd numbers it need to be added. So for that, we need to write a program. So what we can do, we will write a program for that. And how to write a program for this? Sum of all odd numbers. Okay, erase all these lines. Okay, let's keep a main function. We will create a function. Sum of odd numbers. What the odd numbers need to do? Okay. Sum of two arrays only we are getting it. Array value and array size. So we can initialize an array ARR. We need to initialize an array with square bracket. Then int the value of size of the array. So size of the array can be 10. Then we'll enter into that this area, and here int temporary variable I want, so I'm just storing as s equal to 0, because we need to store that value in this temporary variable, the odd numbers into this temporary variable. So sum of the numbers, right? So we need to sum all the numbers. So integer is enough. I don't want an array. Next one, we'll do the open the for loop. Why we need a for loop? We need to do addition for a repeated number of times. From if array size is 10 means I need to check all the values. So up to 10 times it need to be repeated. So I need for loop. So int I equal to 0 to, we can check up to the size of the value. So here size is n I gave. So until that n it need to check. So we know that in array the size is directly given because n is 10 means up to 9 it will check, I9 from 0 to 9, because array value will be stored as A0 to A9. Array 0 to array 9. So next one is I plus plus. So after that entering into a for loop. So what we must have do? So inside the for loop, we check that if condition ARR is array of I, ARR array of I, array of 0, for example array of 0 I am storing some value, that's divided by 2 means, what does that mean? Modulus 2 means dividing by 2. If that remainder is not equal to 0, that means that is the odd number. I want only that number. I want to store that number into my temporary variable. Temporary variable is S. I am creating S equal to S plus ARR of I. So I value is 0 means A0 will be printed. A0 will be added with S value. In next step A1 will be added. Next step A2 will be added. Like that it will keep on do the process. Next we will close this value. This will close this for loop. So after that we can do one thing. So we'll return this S value. So S value will be printed finally. After getting out from the for loop, S value will be having the sum of odd numbers, it will be printed. So instead of creating a function, we can able to directly do this, but in that question they are asking us to create a function. So that's why I'm creating this function. Okay, so in original question full format, they are asking us to create a function. That's why I'm unwantedly creating the function. If in question they are asking you to create a function, means just create the function. If you are not creating it, it will not pass the test case. Then you will be failed in that exam. So keep that in your mind. Okay, so next enter into the main function. So we don't want this one. Entering into the main function, we need to call this one only. So from the user you want to get a output of input of n and the array. So what we can do, first we need to get the value of size of the array. So ask from the print user scan of, don't do any unnecessary things. Don't ask the user to type the value of n, because in a sample input they never give any kind of statements. If there is no statement in the question, sample input and sample output means you also don't want to give those kind of statements unnecessary. If you are unnecessarily creating any kind of statements, means what will happen when they are running into a test case, it will not pass. So each and every statement is important in a test case. You must know that. So it will check exact input and exact output. So don't type any unnecessary data. Now we'll get the array size. Int of array n. So array size is nothing but whatever the value you are giving as n, that value is the size of the array. So array value is declared over here. We need to get the value for array from 0 to whatever the value you are giving. For that we need to have for loop. Only that is the way to get the value from the user. For the array to get the value, we need to use for loop. Int I equal to 0. So earlier we used I, so here we can use j, but it doesn't matter because it will not affect your logic cell programs. we can do one thing. We'll do initialize j equal to 0 and j is greater than 10. Till that it will do the logic j plus plus. So entering into a for loop, we need to ask the user to type the value of each. So scanf percentage %d, comma, and array of j. So array of j means array of j. First array of 0 will be getted, then till n value we will get from the user. Then close this for loop. For loop is not open because it's a single line. I'm not opened anything. So next line is print of percentage e next line I want this some this array, this function, some function need to be printed over here. Because if I call some function, what will happen? X and array value will be taken from here. It will feed into that function. After that procedure, only this value will be printed. In this printed, S value will be printed over here. So sum of array of array comma n. So this is what need to be called. This function need to be called here. The next step is return 0. So now what will happen? The main function is opened and everything is fine. All the semicolons are given. Okay, let us run this program. So it is asking us the input. I told you if for example I'm giving the size of the array 7, I'm entering. I need to give 7 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What will happen? In the output, what will happen? 1, 3, 5, 7 will be added. 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 7 is 16. So you can see the output is 16 is printed. So I hope you understood this one. So sum of all numbers has been printed here. So each line, so again we can run it. Give the size of the array is 4 and give 4 odd numbers 3, 5, 7, 9. What will happen now? All these odd numbers will be added. So if I give enter, we'll be getting sum of all the odd numbers. 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3. This is the sum of the arrays. So this is the program. This question also was asked in the Accenture. So kindly go through the previous year program questions and try to write it on the spot. At least try to give the output for one program. Another program partially run it. So how to, through the test case, if you want to escape from this test case means, whatever the expected input, whatever the expected output is printed, just to try to give the same printing. And see, most of the cases, you definitely will know the program. Or else, try to find out the logic on the spot. Try to write it down the program. And try to do something to print out the same input and output. Okay. So, by that you can able to improve it. So, try to take the previous year question paper Try to do some practice. Then only you can able to perform well in the Accenture examination. So at least you try to give the output for one program. So thank you, and thank you for all for watching. And everyone, you have been watching this video, and for last 4 days or 5 days we have seen many topics, and I want a small help from you guys, and just give the feedback on this link. I will give you the feedback link here. Just take this feedback. If you are having a mobile phone, just take a screenshot. You can able to, you will be entering into a Google form. Type the feedback about this 4 or 5 day session and how you are feeling about the session. Okay, thank you all. Thanks for watching, and all the best. Do well in the upcoming examination, upcoming interview. Do well, perform well. Don't fear for any cases. Don't fear of the exam. Try to approach it with your full confidence. Definitely you'll be clearing that examination. So try to keep only one thing in your mind. If the questions are difficult, if the problems are difficult, means don't worry about it. Try to attend 50 to 60% of the question in each section. And if you do not know the answer of any question, don't answer it. Bypass that. You'll be having plenty of choices. Try to utilize it well. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. Thank you.